They're 15 metres out. One more here for the Dragons. A license. Kick. Cross. Looking for Leilua, who's been attacked a number of times. Another good tap back. Fionney cleans it up. Matt Fionney scores for the Dragons. Something of a consolation try at the back end of a game in which they've been well beaten today.
Well, you've got some great back rowers in our game that can go up and compete for the ball. Jeremiah Nene, also Ola Kawatu, but throw Leilua into it. He's come up with a few opportunities this afternoon. Just gets back up above the pack, knocks the ball back to Fionney, and was able to cross for a consolation try.
Yeah, used him in a different way here this afternoon. We know what a good ball player Leilua is, but he hasn't got enough early ball. Well, they haven't been able to complete their sets, the Dragons, to get him some football. Hasn't had that many carries. Of course, of their completion goes up above. Fionney scores. Wind taken right out of this game at the moment.
He has been the target a number of times off dropouts and also short kickoffs in this second half. Leilua again. The tap back try confirmed there. Both took a couple of extra looks, but no problem in the end. Zach Lomax, just their 18th point of this game, strikes it nicely, splits the uprights, but it's 44 points to 18. Could have been so much better for the Eels. Dejan Arce had a day out with the boot, kicked just 4 from 9. Matt Fionney signed until the end of 2026 with the St George Illawarra Dragons. Both these teams next week, well, as we said, it's the Spoon Bowl next Friday night. Despite this win, it all comes down to who wins next week between the Tigers and the Eels at Campbelltown. Then Gutherson gets a breather. They want to make sure he's good for the Spoon Bowl, fresh and ready to go. And the Dragons, well, they take on the Raiders at
Spoon Bowl was.
Had the Dragons won today, Corey, I mean, it was a sellout quite obviously next week at Cogra. Who knows what will happen now? I mean, there's still a chance, but they need so much to go their way if they are to somehow jag a place in the 8.
And what chance is that? The Dragons to make the 8.
They beat the Raiders next week to go to 30 points. I could take you through it. We might be still here at full time. Here is Hunt on this left-hand side. Sloan will bring it back here to almost the 30. De Bellin. In the middle there, Eisenhuth stops. 15 short of the halfway line. Maleisen from Taylor Mariner. Pokes his nose through the line. Curious that he can get a chance until the back end of the game here. Almost the 70th minute before he came on. Hunt out to Leilua. Good out ball. Ravalawa pops it over the top. Kintogia back on the inside. Finds Terrell Sloan. Well, the Dragons have found a little bit of something at the back end, but it's way too late here today.
Yeah, opting to run the ball on 5th tackle. The Dragons come down this left-hand side. We'll play out the back. Ben Hunt shapes the kick, goes across the face, hits Leilua, does also to Ravalawa. Back on the inside to Tongia. And Sloan just backing up in support. And 7.5 minutes remaining.
Well, they show what can exactly happen when Leilua gets his hands on the footy. Not only good aerial today, that cut-out pass summed it up pretty quickly. Look at the troops lining up back on the inside. Sloan has been pretty elusive. If they've hung on to the football, he's made some good runs here this afternoon, but far too late. He gets the try. They go back-to-back, the Dragons.
Well, Zach Lomax lines up this kick. Tyrell Sloan. Just to go back to your point, as far as the Dragons are concerned,
yes.
Somebody behind them.
Yes.
If the Dragons win one game, somebody behind them has to win 2 games. That's not a given. Here is Lomax. He feigns it and splits the uprights here. So 44-24. It's a little more respectable, but boy, there's a lot of soul searching to be done. Let's go down to you, Lara.
Just an update, Clint Gutherson has left the field with what we're being told is a cork to his quad. It looked like Dylan Brown had moved back to fullback, and that's where he's likely to remain for the remainder of the game.
No doubt about it. Looks like his afternoon is done, especially with only 6.5 minutes remaining here at CommBank Stadium. Well, they might be too far away from warming up at Suncorp Stadium. A blockbuster coming up in front of a full house. The South East Queensland derby. The Dolphins and the Broncos. Wayne Bennett versus Kevy Walters. It's got everything, Corey. You know that town very well. I'm sure it's been alive this week with talk of what is, I guess, the most important battle of Brisbane to date.
Yeah, it's been the hottest ticket going around. Sold out at Suncorp Stadium. Those two teams 3-0 to the Broncos at the moment over the Dolphins. I've already made mention about the players back into the team and the changes that we've seen. 35 degrees today in Brisbane, so you'd expect a hot and physical affair.
Waitala Mariner here. Bella now linking up with Eisenhuth. They found a rhythm. It's taken them 70 minutes, the Dragons. Pass there where Eisen was off and running, but falling back. Eisenhuth plays it to Bellin. Here's Hunt. Leilua back on the inside there. Sloan heavily involved in this rush of points. Kintongia there cut down.
Well, he needed to find a pass, didn't he? Kintongia just had to throw it out the back door. The whole throw and hope, but some nice movement that we're seeing late in this contest from Sloan.
He's found his best form, though, the back end of the game. Tyrell Sloan had been a real handful. Luca Moretti, well, he was important for the Eels. He came off the bench midway through the opening half. He's kept the meters pouring through the middle for Parramatta. Making points off the back of it. They're here just outside the 30. There's some classic there, away to offer Hingawi. Drags defenders with him, and Eisenhuth. Also Jaden Sewer, who's knocked off that shoulder. Right-hand side, as we saw that situation some minutes ago now. We had that knock, looks to be better at the moment. Here's Assi at the back for Brown. Nothing doing here. Look at Mike Acevo. So he'll tow it forward, back towards the middle. It'll be the catcher extraordinaire today, Luciano Leilua, who diffuses the bomb. Oh, he thought about throwing one over the top. And then thought, geez, if I do that and they score, I'll have to walk home from here. Ravalawa, a bumping carry, plays it here inside the Dragons 20. Can they regroup somehow to get themselves ready for the Raiders? They won't get Christian Tuipulotu back. Suffered the hamstring injury in the build-up to this game, hence Ravalawa is out there. Here's Hunt chipping over the top. Sloan got a room service bounce. He runs away from Brown. A piece of sublime skill at the back end of a game which meant so much for the Dragons. They will be the losers, but what an exclamation point at the back end of it.
He's certainly gone to the contest at the back end of this game, but beautiful little heads-up play here from Benny Hunt once again. It's a 1-2 punch. Everything goes through Ben Hunt. Just looking around, nothing happening. Just anticipates if he puts a kick over that Sloan will react, and he does so. And then his blistering speed just gets on the outside of Dylan Brown, who's gone back to fullback in replacement of Gutherson.
Yeah, it might have been a different story had they been able to hang on to the ball in the first half, the Saints. He's great in full motion, isn't he, this young fella, Sloan, once he gets in the clear. Wonderful footwork, just glides. Brown tried to make the tackle, has been moved back to fullback. Just beat him so comfortably on the outside.
It'll be frustrating at the moment. I mean, it's 3.5 minutes remaining. They've scored 30 points, the Dragons. The downside to it was is they've let in 44.
Yeah, you said before kick-off today that the Dragons would come here and score 30 points to say, well, they win. Correct. And take a massive step towards booking their place in the final. Sloan gets a double at the back end. Well, we mentioned him a moment ago. On the left of screen, the super coach, 7-time premiership winner in Wayne Bennett. Alongside him there in the old dressing room that Wayne inhabited for all those years at Lang Park and then Suncorp Stadium. Kevy Walters, the weight of the world on his shoulders, although he was very confident off the back of last week's win, Kev, against the Eels. He said, we will make the 8. Take it to the bank. Gold plated today. Yes, they can. they can move inside the top 8 if they beat the Dolphins in that game, which is coming up next. Great afternoon. Drama and rugby league theatre here on Super Saturday. Taylor Mariner playing it there through to Bellin and now Hunt. Here is Sloan, and they're off and running again. Lomax steps Arcee back on the inside. Where was this earlier in the game? The Eels might have taken their foot off the gas ever so slightly, but the Dragons have got it going suddenly. Hunt kicks in behind them. A bounce for Fionney. He's got support back on the inside. He runs to Brown. They score.
Well, hang on. Surely not.
No. 2.5 minutes remaining. A kick here to make it 44-6. They're still, even if they kick it, 8 points behind.
Well, there's enough time. There is enough time. Time is off at the moment. It's 2 minutes 40 remaining on the clock. As Benny Hunt comes out the left-hand side once again. Just a heads-up play. What am I going to do? I was putting on the toe here. Through to Fionney. Gets on the outside of Dylan Brown. 34 points, kicked at cup. 2.5 minutes remaining, Warren. Surely we're not seeing.
Well, the score was 44-12 in the 69th minute. Then Fionney scored his first try. Sloan scored again. Sloan.
He's nailed it.
There is Lomax, who adds 2 more. It's 44-36. We've had 80 points scored here today. Did you take the overs?
2 minutes remaining. If they're able to score off this set of 6, well, lock yourself in.
Well, we saw a remarkable finish to the game between the Eels and the Panthers here. Only, 3 weeks ago? Couldn't happen again, could it?
Oh, well,
get back out there, Gutho.
He's shaking his head saying, hang on a second. We might have taken our foot off the gas, but this is getting to an extreme. Clint Gutherson, Ben Hunt. And he's got the look of a man who thinks we could do something.
He won't give up, Ben. It's not in his DNA.
We could do something that's never been done before here. Come from 32 points behind with only 11 minutes on the clock.
It's 32 try assists for the season for Ben Hunt also. Here we go.
So a shift from the
get-go.
Out wide to Ravalawa. Into free space. He runs towards the tackle there.
Got to go right.
Hands got to him. They take a shot. They'll take another shot to the right-hand side. Hunt does exactly that. Sloan out to Bird. Here's Lomax. He stops. Starts again. Sevo got to him. Fires it back inside. The clock is their enemy. Here is Eisenhuth. He'll be stopped just outside the 30. They need to score, obviously, in this possession. De Bellin for Hunt. It comes to Sloan. Showing it. Gets away from hands. Beats Cartwright. Moretti was there.
Kick across for Lomax if they can't score.
Only 3 plays gone. Here is De Bellin. It goes to Hunt. Feigned a kick. Went to Sewer instead. He puts it down. 6 again. Play on. Lomax kicked.
No advantage. Knock on Para.
There we go. They're going to get the ball back. 55 seconds. They need to pack the scrum here. They need to pack the scrum. They need to score off this play.
Time off.
Advantage is under my discretion, and I don't think he did.
But if he scores,
He might have not even heard me.
if he scores,
I'm not sure
Then he
what.
scores. It's different.
that's an advantage already won.
But he didn't, mate. It's a different situation.
I'm not sure what RCG is talking about. He's got no captain's challenge up his sleeve. I don't know why the referee is even entertaining it.
Can't imagine. Cannot imagine.
It was in his face. Can't
The
move
big
away from him.
moustache is right there.
There's 48 seconds remaining.
No one down that short side.
At 36 points, the Dragons, if they lose this game, it's the most points ever scored by a team to lose. Here is Hunt. Comes through the hands on this deep left-hand side. Fionney. Eels give away a penalty. Well, now we're down to just over 30 seconds remaining.
10 metres.
And the clock will beat this rush of points, this onslaught in St George Illawarra. Scored 4 tries in the space of 8 minutes there. Here's De Bellin. Hunt comes out the back. Sloane puts the foot down, looking for a hat-trick. What hands? Lomax up against the sideline. 20 seconds remaining. Eisenhuth, Vitala Mariner here. He puts a kick in. Fiona gets a bounce. Did he get it down?
He's got it.
He's got a hat-trick. And the Dragons are going to come up a try or maybe only a goal short. They could elect not to take the kick here to leave time on the clock for one more play.
There's not enough time for Lomax to actually take the kick. Normally time gets blown off, but they will do it once he goes in to take the kick. He's going to have to decline the kick here, Lomax.
Which is exactly what they have done, so they will go back. The signal from Ben Hunt to the referee is we are not taking the kick. After scores inside the final 5 minutes, the clock stops. 44 points to 40. The Dragons will get one play here from the restart.
If there was any longer than 10 seconds, you'd take the kick, but the fact that time goes on, the moment he starts to walk in to take the kick, then time goes off.
Just waiting for confirmation here from the bunker because the referee still has not moved and the Eels are still lined up behind their own line. I think the Eels are confused as to what is happening.
Well, they're waiting for a try to be confirmed. That's about all we can be waiting for here.
The put down from Matt Fiona. And we do have confirmation of the try. So it's 44 points to 40.
Can you believe it? Can you believe it? 44 points to 12. They were out and gone. What must be going through that man's mind right now? 40 points they have scored against the Parramatta Eels and are behind.
Unbelievable. They're trailed by 32 points. 32 points after 69 minutes. And here we are at 44 to 40. Well, this is bizarre.
Well,
Mitch Moses, he's a bit flushed. Clint Gutherson, more than agitated now. Everybody on their feet and nervous. Let's see what the Eels do. You'd imagine the best play is to kick it into no man's land around about the 20, but Assey goes long, so they take the catch in there in goal. Bird, here it is. Hunt tries to put a kick in, knocked down by Parramatta. Moretti has it, and one of the strangest games of rugby league we've seen for a long, long time. The Eels have struck a hammer blow for the Dragons' top 8 chances. At full time, Parramatta 44, the Dragons 40.